The vanishing of Flight 506. Flight information. Airline American Airlines. Flight number 506. Route Los Angeles to New York JFK. Aircraft type Boeing 787. Dreamliner. State-of-the-art with advanced navigation systems. Date of departure, March 14th, 2025. Departure time, 10 a.m. Arrival, 6 p.m. Flight duration, approximately 5.5 hours. Weather, clear skies with mild turbulence at higher altitudes. Fly 5.6, the last moments. Flight 506 was a routine flight on the surface. With a standard departure from LAX, the passengers included a mix of business travelers, families, and a small group of government officials, one of whom was involved in a classified project that would become a key element in the story's unraveling. The pilot, Captain Susan Williams, was a seasoned veteran with over 20 years of flying experience. Her first officer, Ryan Carter, had only been with American Airlines for 2 years, but he was an up-and-comer known for his quick thinking and problem-solving skills. Last communication at 10:32 a.m., as the plane flew over the California coastline, the aircraft's onboard communication system briefly flickered. An odd anomaly, but nothing out of the ordinary. The crew sent a routine report to air traffic control, confirming smooth conditions and steady progress. That would be the last transmission ever sent from Flight 567. For the next hour, the plane continued on course, cruising at 3,5,0,0 feet. The hum of the engines a steady background noise for the passengers. But at 11:45 a.m., a strange disturbance occurred. Flight 506's radar signal vanished. The disappearance. Air traffic control? As the flight reached the Rockies, the plane's transponder suddenly cut off. The flight crew tried to radio air traffic control, but their communications were met with static. At 12:05 p.m., the plane disappeared from all radar screens. Initial theories. Malfunction. At first, authorities suspected a catastrophic failure of the aircraft's communications or a malfunction in the navigational systems. However, no distress signal was received, and the aircraft had been in perfect operational condition before the disappearance. The flight path was also smooth, with no reports of mechanical issues. Hijacking or terrorist attack. The possibility of a hijacking was immediately considered, but no known suspects were on board, and there were no reports of anything unusual in the days leading up to the flight. Moreover, the plane's disappearance was so complete that it seemed almost otherworldly. Search efforts. A massive search operation was launched, with military, civilian, and satellite support scouring the area where the plane had last been tracked. The search was fruitless, and no wreckage or debris was found. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, but Flight 536 had simply vanished, leaving behind no trace. The theories emerge. The military experiment theory. As the months passed, speculation began to swirl around a possible military involvement. Uncovered documents revealed that in the months leading up to the disappearance, the U.S. military had been conducting high-altitude experimental tests over the Rocky Mountains involving electromagnetic fields and electromagnetic propulsion technology. Some suggested that Flight 506 had flown into restricted airspace during one of these tests, possibly triggering a distortion in space-time that caused the plane to vanish. The theory further suggested that the plane might have been pulled through a rift into another dimension or timeline. Whispers of secret projects, like the Philadelphia experiment, resurfaced, with conspiracy theorists claiming that Flight 506 had been the latest test subject for a government experiment gone wrong. Time distortion and the alternate dimension theory. The more scientific approach involved the concept of time-space anomalies. Experts in quantum physics and astrophysics began postulating that the plane might have encountered a time-space anomaly, something like a wormhole or a time rift. This theory gained traction after similar unexplained events in history, such as the Bermuda Triangle, where ships and planes have reportedly disappeared, possibly due to unknown natural phenomena affecting the fabric of space and time. The supernatural theory. A third group, consisting of paranormal enthusiasts and spiritualists, suggested that the plane had somehow crossed over into another dimension, one where the laws of physics no longer applied. They argued that Flight 506 was a victim of a supernatural phenomenon, a tear in the fabric of reality. This group also referred to reports of strange lights and energy fluctuations in the sky at the time of the plane's disappearance, suggesting that the event might have been linked to cosmic or otherworldly forces beyond human comprehension. A decade later, the return of Flight 526. A distress signal. In 2035, nearly a decade after the disappearance, an unexpected transmission was detected from a satellite orbiting the Earth. It was a faint, encrypted distress signal that appeared to come from Flight 560's black box. After decoding, the signal revealed an unimaginable truth. The flight had crossed into an alternate dimension, a place that resembled Earth, but slightly different. The crew's voices were heard on the transmission, along with cries of terror as they realized their situation. The crew's fate. The signal gave a glimpse into the plane's final moments. The crew had encountered a massive, violent storm in the sky that wasn't present in their reality. A storm that seemed to distort reality itself. One by one, the systems on the plane failed, but the crew kept trying to stabilize the aircraft, their voices fading in and out of the signal. There were mentions of strange geometric patterns in the sky and shadowy figures that seemed to be observing them from afar. The new mission. A new team of investigators, including descendants of the missing crew members, scientists, and experts in alternate dimensions, is now tasked with uncovering the truth. They are attempting to recreate the exact conditions of the flight and find a way to breach the rift that Flight 546 encountered. Key characters. Captain Susan Williams, a calm, experienced pilot. The story would reveal her secret fear of an unexplained event she had witnessed as a child, something that makes her more receptive to the idea of a time anomaly. First Officer Ryan Carter, young, eager, and brilliant at solving technical problems. His father, a retired military officer, had been involved in government projects related to experimental aviation. Ryan had unknowingly been assigned to Flight 506 because of his family's connections. Dr. Emma Hargrave, a renowned quantum physicist, she is called in to lead the investigation into the alternate dimension theory. She is determined to prove that the laws of physics can be bent, But will her obsession with the case lead to disastrous results? Marcus Reynolds, the government official on board, who had been secretly working on a project related to the time-space continuum. His true involvement with Flight 506 only becomes clear through secret files later discovered by the investigation team. Final twist. As the team working on the investigation gets closer to understanding the true nature of Flight 506's disappearance, they begin to experience strange occurrences, visions of events they didn't witness, and whispers of voices they recognize. It becomes clear that not only did the passengers and crew vanish into another dimension, but part of their consciousness might have crossed over with them. As they approach the truth, they face the terrifying realization that reality itself might be shifting around them,